We asked if you've been seeing it, and the answer is yes, my husband. Very undeserving. Penny in Bristol. I'll sing it. Hello. Penny's texted a cat. Terrific, Andrew Lloyd Webber. All the reviews. Enjoy it. And that's the cats on boxing. Texted Chris and Newton.
So don't believe the cricket. It's just really good. The thing displayed memories of what happened with whistlers. I mean, that brought a tear to my eye. It's really, really emotional.
There are films which give the thumbs down to. So push off love. Pay 10 quid and watch it, thanks. And this is one of them.
Well, I think that's right, because I think the Greatest Showman had terrible reviews.
It did, certainly now. Yeah, no,
honestly, it's well, I was going to
words to you, Chris. James Corden in a tale.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like about that? Fantastic. He was actually one of the best people in it. His character was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, look, you've done a great job, Chris. I think you need your own slot.
Thanks, Barry.
Happy middle bit.
Why?
Live on BBC Radio 2. Hello, it's Paddy in for Ryland. Thanks very much for a slew of messages. Loving cats, long car journeys, people on their own fettling. Fettling. I've had another message from a fettler in Kent. Dan, I've often fettled a gearbox in Kent. I'm driving back from Wimbledon to Kent. Please wish everyone listening and anyone who still likes me at the end of this year a happy new year. Plenty more to come. Debbie Gallagher will be taking on her second challenger, Simon Waters, in Couch Potatoes. This is Ryland's programme on BBC Radio 2. He's not here, but the rest of us are. On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. The government has admitted that a version of the New Year's honours list published in error last night contained the addresses of all but a handful of the 1,000 recipients. A Cabinet Office spokesman apologised to all of those on the list and said they were all being contacted directly. An investigation has begun into how the mistake was made. Katie Austin reports.
Among those receiving an award in the New Year's honours are senior politicians, police and security personnel, as well as celebrities and sports people. A Cabinet Office spokesperson told the BBC the erroneously published list containing nominees' addresses was removed as soon as possible. It's understood it was online for around an hour. The Cabinet Office apologised to all those affected and said they were being contacted directly. The matter, which is being investigated internally, has been reported to the Information Commissioner's office.
Well, the majority of recipients of this year's honours are people who have undertaken outstanding work in their communities, such as the D-Day veteran and charity fundraiser Harry Billinge, who dedicated the MBE to his fallen comrades who never came home. Female sporting success was celebrated with an OBE for World Taekwondo champion Jade Jones and MBEs for netballers Joanne Harton and Serena Guthrie. In women's football, the Manchester City and England midfielder Jill Scott has been given an MBE.
It just feels really surreal, I think, to see my name, Jill Scott, MBE. Obviously, it's been a great journey for women's football from the time that I started playing to now, and yeah, to see the recognition that women's football's now getting, it's very pleasing.
The mother of 2 children who drowned alongside their father while on holiday in the Costa del Sol has said all 3 could swim. In a statement, Olibunmi Dr said she believed there was something wrong with the pool. The hotel has said there was no malfunction of any kind. The president of Somalia has condemned a massive bombing in the capital Mogadishu in which more than 70 people are believed to have been killed. The blast happened during the morning rush hour. It's not known who carried out the bombing, and correspondent Ferdinand Omondi has been following the story.
Among those who have been killed were students who are traveling together, and now there are fears that this could rise. Authorities are trying to calm the situation. Rescue operations are still continuing, but this is yet another grim reminder of just how Somalia remains insecure, even as they pursue governance and democracy.
A 21-year-old man has been arrested by counter-terrorism police at a house in East London. He's been held on suspicion of the commission, preparation or instigation of terrorism. A pantomime actor has surprised his co-star on stage by proposing to her. Aladdin, played by Matt Pomeroy, proposed to Princess Jasmine, or Natasha Lamb, during a curtain call at the Romford Hall in Leicester. And did she say yes? Oh, yes, she did. BBC News at 4:03, and next at 5.
Oh, dear, I bet I saw that coming a mile off. It was much too good to be wasted. Thanks very much, Mike.
Cheers.
Now, Orna's here with the travel.
Thanks, Paddy. You're making me laugh.
I can't believe that we got away with that.
I know. Let's have a look at the M90, so the southbound side. We still have that queue. It's on the southbound side heading onto the Queensferry crossing. We had match traffic earlier on, so that was adding to it. But we're heading towards Edinburgh in that direction from 5. The queue starts at Junction 3 at Holbeath. It's been heavy on the M65. Those queues have gone now at Junction 5 for Guide. And the A1, that was in South Yorkshire, very slow around the A1M at Junction 37 at Mar, but that's started to ease now. The M6 has been busy through Staffordshire north and southbound. 12 to 13 northbound, that's Gailey to Stafford South. On the southbound side, it's been between 14 and 13. There was a breakdown which went ages ago, but those queues just haven't gone. It's very persistent. It seems to be because of roadworks in the area. I think there's a speed restriction, and that seems to be the problem. The other area to watch has been the M1 in Northampton, still very heavy from 18 at Rugby down to Junction 16 at Daventry. There was a breakdown in one of the lanes. That's the latest incident we've had. There's another queue at Coaster at 15A. That's down to Junction 14 at Milton Keynes. And then the M1 northbound, those queues are from 12 to 13, so from Flitwick heading up to Bedford. Then the M11, that queue's starting to ease now from 5 at Loughton down to Junction 4 at Woodford. That's the North Circular Road down towards there. And the M25, it's been really slow through Surrey on the clockwise side from 9 at Leatherhead to the M4 at 15. And then clockwise again at Junction 29 at Romford. It's been really heavy there at Lakeside as well, heading towards the QE2 bridge. Anti-clockwise queues have been heading towards the Dartford crossing from Junction 2 at the Darrenth interchange. They're starting to ease as well, and the M23 is almost clear. But I would check any trains through Meadowhall or Sheffield because there has been some disruption with signals. 03700 100 200. Back with more after 5.
You are like a little elf, because this is the time when everyone's moving around. They're moving here, they're moving there, and some people are moving everywhere. And that's what you're